How to Not Write a Shitty Status Update, a blog by Tara Jones. There's a picture of a very normal looking guy that is not punk, and it says it's been Facebook confirmed Billy is punk. Oh, what a twisted reality Facebook has created. It has become the purest form of ego stroking and a mental circle jerk of typos, emoticons, and stalking. The more friends that add us, the better. The more friends we delete, the more entitled we are. The more interesting our photographs are, the more interesting we must be. Facebook has become the best way to create your soundbite identity for the world. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. So 1,000 pictures are worth War and Peace or something of that length. I don't know. I don't read unless it's on Facebook. Depending what kind of image you are trying to create, you're going to include and exclude some realities. You might add a picture where you look particularly ravishing, or that time that you wore a leather jacket 'cause you're punk now, no big deal. Or you delete one from your brace face days. They were always straight as your sexuality. Or you can prove it with your pictures. We get it. You're lifting weights and a lady is nearby. We believe you. Facebook doesn't lie. It's above that. It has become a safe crutch for flirting, meeting people, and connecting without actually having to do any of these things. I am no exception to the rule. I have a sneaking suspicion that this blog is going to be more upsetting to people than some of the religious or political commentaries I've made. This is the power of Facebook identities. The basic rule of successful status updating is to give something back. Since Facebook has become as addictive as sex, and for many a replacement, let's make the comparison that no one likes a selfish lover. Yes, she was lying. No one likes a selfish updater. It's all about you, we get it. But that's sort of a snoozer, so instead give something back. Find a way to let people relate to your post. Tyra Banks once defensively and with a slight air of the Illuminati said, I would rather talk about my periods and how to deal with them than my boyfriend. Talking about my boyfriend doesn't give anything back. She probably first had this realization with a yogi on a mountaintop. But while people made fun of her, in part because it's really hard to be, I sort of got what she was saying. It's important to share community. It's only, if only to add community service to your resume, if you use creative wording. But it also makes Facebook a less directly narcissistic place. Some people want to post but hold back out of fear of being considered uncool. The only thing less cool than being uncool is worrying about people finding out how uncool you are. So let your freak flag fly. For those of you who are too busy living life, I salute you. Maybe one day we can all go camping together or whatever it is that you people do. And so here it is, how to create a more successful update. Don't be boring. No one cares that you just fed your dog, child, self, if it's not funny. It's nice you want to give a life update. It lets people better understand your moments throughout your day, but by God, please leave the boring ones out. Unless your hair just caught on fire and your life alert is nowhere to be found, most people really don't care how good the bacon was that started the fire. If you've done anything worth mentioning today, there are 3 alternatives to a boring post. 1. Do something interesting, then talk about it. 2. Don't mention it. 3. Mention it, but doing it amusingly. For example, aside from a couple of hours of work, I've done nothing today. I've had the world's worst stomachache and I just want to stay in bed and watch Hulu. Since not posting is simply not an option, I decided to go for it. Instead of making the mistake of saying, I just ate a sun chip, I wrote, thought about doing something today, but then didn't. By making a comment like that, you're in fact giving back. The truth is, no one cares about the mundane parts of your life. but they do care about being amused, so stop being selfish and help them feel amused. Sigh, I'm such a giver. Gandhi would have been so proud. Maybe I'll add him. By sprucing up every day in a creative way, you'll be another step farther back from having us throw things at you like corks and tennis shoes. Include an interesting link, photograph, or video. If you find something interesting, pretty funny, or in any way relatable to others, go ahead and share it. If it's again you feeding your dog, baby self, not in a funny way, leave it out. No one cares unless someone also belly flops into something during the process, or unless one of you learns to ride a skateboard in a funny outfit. There are many interesting things out there, so don't be afraid to take a look around. The internet is a wild and wonderful land, sort of like Neverland or Tubetown. It's full of wonder and surprises, and usually pedophiles. So reach into that bag with gloves on and pull out a treasure to share with the world. Oh wait, it's still just a pedophile. Bad quotes. Agreed, I am in fact a quote snob. But there is nothing more irritating than horrible cliches. Reach for the stars, land in the moon, blah blah bleep bleep bloop. Just stop. If you can picture a Care Bear quoting it, or a unicorn riding above it on a poster, please don't print it. That's what those office inspirational posters are for. Patience. And then like a picture of a rock in the ocean being slowly worn down, which incidentally simultaneously represents my patience for the poster itself. The point is, we've all heard these things before, so you aren't really contributing by posting them. You're more just pissing us off, and not in a punk way, so put that leather jacket back. Unfunny general observations, be nice. Man, it's cold out. Yes, the people that live in your era already know that you aren't trying an opening line or anyone, so don't use this. Instead, try something like, I forgot. Is it the frostbite or a stroke that makes your toes go numb? Either way, I haven't felt them for the past 20 minutes. Overly mysterious posts. Another pitfall is to be overly vague with your comments. If you want people to know what's going on with you, tell them. Otherwise, why are you bringing it up? A good life rule for any social etiquette. I know it's great that we all have inside jokes with our friends, like that time that Chris was at the house party and Carrie said, "What? That's wiggity whack. God, that's such classic Carrie. I know, but I wasn't there and so I don't care." Example of how not to update. Wow, that was fun. Damn it. Now I'm thinking about what it was. I'm assuming it was cheese, crackers, and Hulu, but there's no way to be sure without having to post a log down your wall. I hope this helps your life and self-esteem and whatnot. Also, I'm really tired of reading about how you just bought pants at the Gap. What kind of pants? Was there a sale? Ugh, not helpful. And also, I'm both mentally bored and exhausted. Fuck this, I'm taking a nap. This has been How to Write a Not Shitty Status Update, a blog by Tara Jones.